Cold calling is dead. It's time to change your strategy.
In today's episode, we break down the biggest lie in modern sales
Can I pick this apart? I think that's a load of bull.
and why most reps fail before they even pick up the phone.
Picking up the phone.
People picking up the phone, but 2 people call back.
So 10 called, 2 called back.
Yep.
Did the rest all pick up?
This episode shows you the real difference between random calling and strategic outreach that builds pipeline.
There's some really cool tools out there that can help you get a better understanding of your persona and really think about how do I craft a message that will talk to that persona where they're at, and doing some research so that you're giving them something of value.
If you want to sell in 2026, in the noise, in the competition, this is the episode you can't afford to miss. Welcome to Revenue Leaders Podcast.
Cold calling is dead. It's time to change your strategy.
What do you mean? Like, isn't phone king? You always preach that the phone is king. Well, all of a sudden it's dead.
It's dead. It's dead, isn't it?
Everyone says it's dead.
It says it's dead.
Everyone says it's
Who
dead.
says it's dead? You say you're dead?
I think, you see this conversation pop up all the time on LinkedIn, right? So many people are talking about the fact that it's getting harder to generate pipeline. Pipeline from cold is getting expensive, and it just doesn't work anymore. It's a common thread we're hearing.
All right. Can I pick this apart?
Let's pick it
'Cause
apart.
I think that's a load of bullshit.
Now, tell
us how you really feel, Reed.
Let's talk about your perspective and why.
All right. So the thing is, if cold calling is dead, why did it work yesterday? Like, we did it. The buyers that actually we called, it worked. I think that people are only thinking about this as like a one channel issue.
Yeah, but let's go back a step. So what did we do yesterday?
Cold call,
Yep.
a lot of research
Yep.
beforehand, understood our ICP, understood what buyer persona we should be focusing on, and then we went into value messaging.
Yeah.
Can I ask, before you did the cold call, were you connected with these people on LinkedIn? Did they know
Zero.
of the brand? So this is
Completely
colder than cold Palmer.
Cold.
This is
This
ice
is
cold.
build a list on Sales Navigator.
Yeah.
We knew the firmographics. So we had some very clearly defined firmographics about the industry, size of company.
Okay, so you had
and-
Sales Nav as one tool.
We just used Sales Nav. We integrated it with our great friends from Lucia,
Yep.
which
Exposed the
gave us the
data.
data, right? So we enriched. Now, what I find the most interesting part of yesterday's exercise was the contact rate. Contact rate was like 80%.
And people picking up the phone.
People picking up the phone.
Right.
Actually,
Hang on.
yeah.
Before. So using landline, mobile.
Mobile.
Getting technical here. Mobile.
Mobile, we're getting real technical. No
Number-
dialer, just literally mobile
number
phone.
shown, like
number
not private?
shown,
Okay.
no private.
Yep.
But you know what's incredibly, which was a massive takeaway? 2 people that didn't answer called back.
Called back.
No voicemail.
How many people did you call?
We called a good batch. Give
me a number.
I don't know, maybe 10 to 12. So it's not a
Okay.
massive call block.
Yeah, but within a small call block, that's okay.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
we were just testing something. But 2 people called back.
So 10 called, 2 called back.
Yep.
Did the rest all pick up?
Majority have picked up, had good conversations. We booked a number of appointments. And then the one that didn't pick up, and we sent an email to, he responded back within 2 minutes.
Okay. So we're talking like, what, how long did this take? An hour?
Yeah, it was a very, very short call block. Actually, probably a few more calls than that when I think about it.
This is like a low tech way of booking in calls, right?
Yeah, because we were just testing something, right? We were testing a bit of a messaging. We're also trying to showcase and trying to reduce tension around picking up the phone. That was a primary objective, just to showcase, hey, the best time to call is any time of the day. But I think this is where a lot of companies, a lot of sellers actually, they get cold calling wrong. Let me give you my perspective. And Reeves, I'd love to hear your perspective on this because you're a practitioner. Cold calling, in its truest definition, obviously, is calling people unsolicited, and we did that. But what we didn't do was call without a reason to call. We didn't call just a whole batch of people. We segmented our list. So we knew who we were talking to, and we had a very, very clear reason. And we knew that majority of people we're talking to, there was a strong relevant hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is like, Riggs, you mentioned that you did a lot of research. You had a really clear reason to reach out. I think it's important to mention this because it's, bringing down barriers of I'm scared because I don't know what to say and how they're going to react to almost a level of confidence. I've got something really good that this person, would be open to hearing. And 2, I've done my research. So I've got more confidence to pick up the phone.
100%. And the other part of it was we had really, and these were C-level executives. Just want to be clear, right? We were calling CFOs. So it wasn't like, and they weren't small, medium businesses. They were larger enterprise organizations, right? So, I mean, Riggs, your perspective on this. I mean, you see this time in and time again. You see certain partners that are reluctant to pick up the phone and you see those that are.
Yeah, I think it comes down to what you were saying before, Dave, about confidence. I think that in itself, like you need to remove this fear of rejection because quite frankly, if you get a call or you get on the line with someone and they're aggressive, I don't know who's aggressive these days, but I wouldn't want to work with them anyway. So that to me is like, oh, thank you for showing me who you really are up front. I actually take it as a blessing. Yeah. Great. Let's hang up the phone, never work with that individual. Going to the C-suite thing, I don't know about you. I have a theory on this. I actually would love to test it, is that people are more comfortable picking up mobile phone calls that they don't know that number than they are landlines. Don't know why, but I also think that if you miss a call, you could quickly text as that follow-up. There's so many different like nuances to this. Going the fact that they're C-suite, CFO, I think that they're less likely to be sold to than, say, a CMO or a CSO. So if your buyer persona is less likely to be sold to, then I'd definitely call.
Yeah.
So that would be a huge piece there as well. I mean, there's so many nuances to it, but
Pardon the quick interruption. I'm Stella from the media team. You'll notice we don't run sponsors or ad reads on Revenue Leaders. The show is free. Our goal is to help you grow revenue and build a sales system you can rely on. We do have a favor to ask, though. If this episode gives you one clear idea you can use, do these 2 things. First, share it with one person, a founder, a revenue leader, or a rep who wants to grow. Just one. That's how the show grows. Second, grab free access to our vault over at coachpilot.com/vault. Inside, you'll get the frameworks, templates, and short courses we use with clients to scale pipeline and increase close rates. So the deal is simple. If you get value, share the episode with one person and go to coachpilot.com/vault to get the tools to put this into action. All right, let's get back to it.
Of the 2 that called back, did you leave a voicemail?
No.
Oh, you didn't leave a voicemail?
No, we didn't. We
What's your view on that? Like, to leave or not to leave? Because now you got Apple, and I'm pretty sure Android's or had it for a while, where you can leave a voicemail and then I can screen it I can actually see what you're saying.
Coming up in real time, yeah.
Like, is that a benefit?
Well, sometimes I do. It just depends. I have a depend response on this. Sometimes I'll leave a voice, but most of the time I won't, and then I'll try again or I'll send a text message.
It's almost like similar to like a LinkedIn connection request, right? Like I get majority, like so much more acceptances when I just send a connection request with no message versus, one putting in a message in there, right? Yeah. Like sort of feels very similar to that sort of motion.
100%. But I think it goes back to that. I know we keep bringing it back to the fundamentals, right? But if I'm just going to pull up a list of people on LinkedIn and I'm going to start calling, I'm just going to start banging out calls. I'm going to probably get a low acceptance rate or a low conversion on conversation to meeting because my message is going to be so generic and the person on the other end is going to be like, well, why are you ringing me?
Yeah,
right?
I'll probably pick up the phone, but then quickly bang.
So I think, and we're going to push with the competition around cold outreach, but I think what we do know is people still pick up the phone. So that whole premise of cold calling is dead. I think if you're doing it, I don't think it's dead. I think if you're doing it in a way where you're not making it relevant, you're not personalizing, you're not using a trigger or anything like that, all the basics, right? That's dead. But if you're using some of these basic tactics, cold calling is still a great way to get people into a conversation.
So from your experience, and this is probably a question to both of you, would you say that cold calling, obviously with the research and with the right message to say, is the quickest way to build pipeline?
Ooh.
No.
No. Oh, shit. Okay. Didn't expect that.
Yeah, I would say it is a combination of really smart cadence development.
Yeah.
So yes, cold call could be your number one step. Absolutely. It helps you filter in and out straight away. But then as long as you do have that really strong message straight through to your email, and then like you were saying before, the follow-up of like missed call, text message or connection requests on LinkedIn, I want them to see that I am so interested in talking to them and I have such a good value proposition that they need to hear, because that in itself separates you from any other seller. So if I was to think cold call instead, I'd actually say email cadences are dead.
Yeah.
Because if I only get an email cadence, I'm never going to reach out to you. I'm never going to come back to you.
And the 4-step, did you get the last one? Promise this is my last message out. Like,
or even
I'm getting
We're
just
both
following up.
in the same thread with the same person.
We are.
And he's emailing the same company. He's like, dude, you think we don't talk to each other? Like,
We're getting the same email. Dave's getting it and I'm getting it from the same person.
from the same person with the same message.
Same sequence.
Because Louis showed me before. I'm like, I'm almost about to reply to say, get. Like,
After this podcast, can we check that? Because I think I'll probably be getting it
There
too.
we go.
put some care.
And it's from
into
David
it.
Fastica.
Shush.
Yeah. Look, I think any tactic that sellers or go-to-market teams are deploying when it comes to cold outreach is definitely still a channel that can drive pipeline. But if it's a cold outreach tactic that is super generic, highly based on, email-led, even if it's just email-led, right, it still will work. But again, it's got to be relevant. Like if we're just jamming stuff into people's inboxes, that is going to be met with fierce resistance, right? And I think now more than ever, if you want to build sustainable pipeline, yes, inbound's great, but you've got to still be running some form of outreach. If you're not doing it in a way that is relevant, personalized, you're going to really struggle. And you're going to struggle to build outreach. And your inbound campaigns, if you're not responding to them with relevant personalization, you're going to struggle to convert inbound as well.
Well, here's the thing, right? If I think that my content isn't working, I'll actually go to that persona that I know just as a mate or someone within my organization and be like, do you get emails like this? Yeah, all the time. Oh, well, then nothing's going to stand out. So
That's right.
like check
The
with
sea
your
of sameness,
internal.
right?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you've got a CFO, check with your CFO, because if they're getting the same thing, then what's going to set you apart?
But this goes back to the whole premise of if you've got AI, which most people should be using some form of LLM, or they can just go to coachpilot.com, right? There is some really
Little plug.
There's some really cool tools out there that can help you get a better understanding of your persona and really think about, how do I craft a message that will talk to that persona, where they're at, and doing some research so that you're giving them something of value. And I think this is where I'm really excited about selling in 2026, because people are fearing tools like the phone. People are talking about, cold outreach is dead. This topic this topic's been going on for so long.
I almost didn't want to do this episode because I'm like, dude, we've covered it 100 times.
But it's going to keep coming up. And I'm actually really excited. I want to sell in 2026. I want to sell in the noise. Why? Because everybody is doing, going one way, we'll go another.
Yeah.
We'll add more value. We'll create more insight. We'll try even harder to get in front of our buyers. And that means we're working harder than our competitors.